We are live at Lowry's the Prime Rib in Beverly Hills, California, where in just a couple of minutes, the Georgia Bulldogs will participate in one of the festivities famous for the Rose Bowl. It's known as the Beef Bowl, where Georgia, arriving from Carson, California, where it's been practicing today in the afternoon, will head here to find out just how much prime rib they can consume over the course of the next couple of hours. Hello, everybody. My name is Brandon Adams. Welcome to this special DawgNation Invasion recap as we look back on a big day for the Dogs once again in California. More of a mix of what's been going on all week long for the Dogs. A lot of preparation, a little bit of fun. We'll look back on practice in just a couple of minutes. You'll also get a chance to hear from Georgia linebackers Roquan Smith and Lorenzo Carter. And then we will see Georgia here live on Facebook Live in just a few minutes. Show up here at Lowry's the Prime Rib, one of the famous restaurants in Beverly Hills, California. You'll get a chance to see them as a part of our coverage this evening as well. We'll also hear your questions and comments coming up before we're done today. Let me start with this, though. A look back at what happened for Georgia at practice. The media's final time to see the Dogs at the StubHub Center in Carson, California, where Georgia's been practicing. That's the permanent home of the LA Galaxy, the MLS team, the soccer franchise, and the temporary home of the LA Chargers, which obviously moved to LA from San Diego. Georgia on the practice field today. It was beautiful, if not maybe a little bit hot, about 80 degrees there in Carson, California. Of course, the palm trees lining the facility. Georgia on the field, not in full pads. Georgia did practice in shorts today, but there was a lot of work being done there, and obviously a look of intensity from the Georgia team on the field. Clearly an example of the week progressing here. Georgia getting more serious with its focus and its preparation with the Oklahoma Sooners. You saw that from Georgia on the practice field today. And obviously, how could you not think that way when you look at it, head to Oklahoma, the champions from the Big 12, the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Baker Mayfield. A lot goes into getting ready for that offense. When Roquan Smith, the Georgia linebacker, spoke to the media today, he talked about the challenges of seeing this Georgia defense, which is clearly one of the best in the country, against a Oklahoma offense that's also top flight in its own right, maybe the nation's best. Here is what Roquan said about the challenge of taking on Mayfield and the Oklahoma offense.
I think it'll be a great challenge for our defense and whatnot. We know they have a great offense out there, but we feel like we have a great defense as well, and we know they have a lot of playmakers all around the field in every skill position and also from the offensive line. So I just feel like it'll be a great opportunity, to show what we can do versus a really good offense in OU.
Roquan Smith's a polite guy, but you can hear it in his voice that he, probably much like the Oklahoma offense as well, maybe growing a little tired here of talking about the same storyline. And how could you not? The national media is obviously going to focus in on this. They see Roquan Smith as the Butkus Award winner. They see Baker Mayfield as the Heisman Trophy winner. The fascination of how these two guys battling side by side or head-to-head against each other, maybe said better. That's obviously going to be the focus for the national media. And at this point in time, Roquan Smith has answered that question a bunch. The Oklahoma guys have kind of answered that question as well. I think we're getting the point now, as we sort of said before, based on the look on this Georgia team when headed to the practice field today, they are just ready to stop the talking and get ready to play this football game coming up on Monday. Clearly, all systems are going towards that here today when it comes to what's going to happen with that. Now, another linebacker we had a chance to hear from a little earlier today was Georgia's Lorenzo Carter. And what Carter spoke about was a unique storyline for this game in the fact that Carter has, going back to high school, already matched up with one of the players on the other side of the field for Oklahoma. Obviously, the well-known offensive tackle for Oklahoma, Orlando Brown, has a tie to Georgia. He played his high school football at Peachtree Ridge High School. Peachtree Ridge, a big rival of Lorenzo Carter's high school, Norcross High School. These two battled in Gwinnett County before they went on to play in college, maybe never realizing they'd once do battle in the Rose Bowl, but that is indeed the case here this year. And Lorenzo Carter talked about the unique aspect of going head-to-head against the guy that he played in high school. Here's Lorenzo Carter.
I just remember his size, man. Orlando's a big guy, hard to get around at times. So it's going to be a battle. It was a battle those 2 years I played him at Norcross, and I don't expect anything less.
And that's Lorenzo Carter, the Georgia linebacker. And for those of you just joining us, we are live here for a very special DawgNation Invasion recap from Lowry's the Prime Rib in Beverly Hills, California. A look back on the day for Georgia, both in terms of what it talked to the media about and what it did on the practice field. And later on, Georgia will arrive here live to be a part of one of the festivities associated with the Rose Bowl. It's known as the Beef Bowl. Georgia will see how much prime rib it can consume here. That should be a fun thing to watch. We'll get a chance to show you here on Facebook Live later on. Georgia, as it arrives from the practice field, we'll get a chance to look in on them. You've already heard from Georgia linebacker Lorenzo Carter. You've heard from Roquan Smith as well. Want to get ready to focus a little more here on the storylines of this game. And, you hear about Lorenzo Carter and you think about the impact that he's going to be able to have on this game. And when we do DawgNation daily in the mornings, that's the daily podcast for Georgia Bulldogs fans. I do it every day for DawgNation.com, including here live in Los Angeles all week long. One of the questions that keeps coming up is, how does Georgia use these linebackers, including Lorenzo Carter we just heard from? Is this a scenario where Carter's going to be rushing the passer a lot in this game on Monday? Or is this a scenario where Carter's going to be dropping back more in pass coverage? I think that's one of the great chess matches that could go on between Mel Tucker, the Georgia defensive coordinator, Kirby Smart, obviously the defensive-minded head coach, how they use these linebackers in this game against Oklahoma. I think it's going to be a key storyline that could go a long way in determining the outcome of the game. Of course, it's not just Carter, it's also his partner in crime as well, Roquan Smith, one of the big, most impactful players in this game on Monday, no matter how you slice it up. And today, a lot of folks were asked the question, including Roquan Smith himself, what makes him such an effective linebacker? What is it that he does to impact offenses as much as he has all season long? Here's an interesting look at the guy that really is in a lot of ways the engine that makes the Georgia defense go, Roquan Smith, and the impact he could have on Monday's Rose Bowl. Take a look at this.
Well, that's I would say sometimes I do, but like more so I know I'm my own player and whatnot. But like there's many guys I looked up to name like one would be like shorting a lot of guys. So I feel like I can learn many things from like a lot of like different linebackers. So I feel like I pick up things from many others, not just like one in particular.
Well, he's a tremendous athlete, as you guys know. He can diagnose a play. He can check out of a play. He recognizes offense as well. He's just a tremendous athlete, sideline to sideline. And most importantly, he's just a hard worker.
Roquan is unique to me. I've seen a lot of linebackers over the years that were really good players. Spending 10 years in the NFL, you see all types of guys. He has the unique combination of speed, football IQ, and physical play, and he loves the game. And I think what makes him really special is that he is very, very coachable, and he's a great teammate.
Good stuff there. A look at Georgia linebacker Roquan Smith, the impact that he could have on Monday's Rose Bowl. If you're just joining us, this is our DawgNation Invasion recap. We're live here at Lowry's, the Prime Rib in Beverly Hills, California. By the way, coming up in just a couple of minutes, we have a special treat for you. The Arcadia High School Pep Band going to give us a rendition of Glory to Old Georgia. Whether you're traveling to California to be a part of the Rose Bowl or just watching the game from somewhere around DawgNation, I know that's going to be a great treat for you. We'll look forward to hearing that in just a moment. I also want to take a moment to talk about some of the comments here in the comment section as folks have been talking with us all day long on Facebook Live about exactly what's going down with the Georgia Bulldogs. Deepak Khanna talking about us being here in Beverly Hills. And I do feel, I have to admit, I feel a little Hollywood here. We saw the Beverly Hills sign a moment ago when we rolled in, and the weather's obviously beautiful. It's been a fantastic, very much a Chamber of Commerce type weather in California all day long today, so it's been kind of a cool thing to be a part of that. And Deepak, we appreciate you being a part of the show here today. Dustin McNew also talking about Roquan Smith, what he might be able to do to Baker Mayfield in this game, and whether it's coming hard with a big hit on Mayfield in the background or dropping back into coverage and keeping the football in front of him. That's obviously something that Roquan Smith's a part of. As you hear the music playing, Glory, Glory playing in the background, we're going to check back in just a moment here live from Lowry's the Prime Rib. We'll show you the Georgia team when they arrive on the scene here, so stick with us close on Facebook Live. We'll be back to bring you more of that in just a moment. Thanks for being with us tonight on our DawgNation Invasion recap. We'll have more coming up in just a couple of minutes. For now, though, enjoy the Arcadia High School Pep Band.